This call is now being recorded.
So we have started our unit number 6, and in that case today we will see uh, retrofitting of the structure. So repair and retrofitting of the structure, repair of the concrete, we can say, is repair and maintenance of the concrete structure. Retrofitting is the technique we can use for the repair of the structure where seismical activities are done. Already various methods for repair and rehabilitation of concrete structure failure we have seen. Many of them we have already discussed, and that is nothing but due to the durability issue and damage, deterioration or degradation are due to the chloride attack, to the chemical damage, to the formation of the concrete, or weather exposure, silica aggregate reaction, impact damage, excessive load on the structural element, also the structural damage due to damage to the seismic activity or due to the blast or terror activity. We have seen the repair methods like gunneting, shotcreting, concrete stitching, raising injections in the cracks, dry packing, polymer impregnated, we will see today, and vacuum impregnation, autogeneous healing, drilling and plugging, etc. These are the many techniques we have repairing of the structure already. We have seen the connecting scene whereby the pressurized application of the concrete and mortar on the reinforcement. You can see here for the substructure shotcreting is done. Dry packing you can see here. The holes are packed. Resin injection into the cracks and also polymer impregnated impregnation into the cracks, also autogeneous healing that or self-healing uh, compounds or in epoxy injection can be done. So all these things we have seen. There are also other types. There are polymer concrete composite usage and polymer concrete are the type of concrete that use polymers to replace lime type cement as a binder. And already we have in the previous classes we have already discussed about the this geopolymer concrete. Already we have discussed about that. In this repair of the structure and restoration and the retrofitting, many such documents or presentation, PPT, video lectures are available on the internet. You can use and you can benefit from them. So bring back the position of the structure to its previous condition is nothing but called as the repair of the structure. Some example of repair is maybe not maybe the painting, whitewashing, checking the wiring of the building, replastering, damaged floor repairing, repairing of tiles, repair of doors, windows, or structural repairing deterioration in the concrete is called as the repair of the structure. And what is the retrofitting? The retrofitting is the term where the earthquake occurs and due to the movement of the earth, the cracks and failure occur into the buildings, and sometimes it is not up to the collapse, so we can retrofit or regenerate the structural element, or we can do the repairing. So why and when the seismic is needed when the earthquake damaged buildings and earthquake vulnerable buildings with no exposure to severe earthquake. Some examples are increasing the lateral strain in one both direction by reinforcing by increasing the wall areas or numbers of walls and the columns, or maybe providing the shear walls, giving unity of the structure by providing a proper connection between the resisting element, eliminating the features that are source of weakness of the structure, asymmetrical plan distribution of resisting the members, abrupt changes of the stiffness from one floor to another, avoiding the possibility of brittle modes of failure because brittle modes of failure are more harmful than the ductile modes of failure. Ductility will need yeah, ductility leads to the large deformation before failure. That's why the brittle failures are avoided, and that's why the retrofitting techniques are adopted. So, evaluation, relative observation of the causes, selection of method and the material for the retrofitting or repair, preparation of the drawing specifications, selection of the contractor and the selection of the materials, execution of the work, and then the check for the quality of the work. So bullet materials for the cracks or repairs generally the cement slurry, cement mortar, epoxy resin, polymer modified cementitious product, or sometimes we can using the fiber to carbon fiber, glass fiber, etc. for the repair of the structure or for strengthening of the structure. There are many techniques you can use for the crack repair, epoxy injection, grotting, routing and the sealing, flexible sealing, stitching, providing additional reinforcement, drilling and the plugging, pre-stressing steel, grouting of the concrete, dry packing or surface coating, etc. These are nothing but the techniques we can use for the repair of the concrete. So where the epoxy injection grouting is needed when the narrow cracks are there, that is 0.002 inch or 0.05 mm can be bounded by the injection of the epoxy. The technique generally consists of establishing entry and venting ports at a close interval around the cracks, sealing the crack on exposed surfaces, and injecting the epoxy under the pressure. Epoxy injection has been successfully used in the repair of cracks in buildings, bridges, dams, and other types of concrete structures. However, unless the cause of the cracking can be corrected. So that is the epoxy can be. So when you are apply the sealant of the or the epoxy of the crack, you should clean the cracks from the dirt, grease, oil, or any such contamination that will be harmful by polishing of water, by applying of pressure with the air, etc. You can clean the cracks so that there should not be harmful material available or contamination should be removed, and then the sealant or the surface is sealed with the epoxy, polysters, or any other the sealing materials that can fill the cracks. So many such techniques are available for the filling of the crack. Okay, if the previous already seal is there and still the cracks are in case, you can remove the surface seal and then after that you can inject the epoxy for that. You can see the crack repair techniques. Many such techniques can be identified and deployed. Okay, the plastic is surfaced by another method. You can see the crack repair by routing and sealing. That is also the you can do from the photograph. You can see this the original crack, and then you can remove some part. Then you can apply the joint sealant on this. That is called as routing or routing of the sealing. You can see the here also routing of the seal. The cracks are filled by the epoxy or the filler material that can seal the or that can fill the voids or cracks into the crack repair routing and sealing is the this is the epoxy hardener, and you can destroy different polymer mortars are available. Just you have to mix the water and you can apply as a sealant. Sealing can be done by the stitching also. Nearby crack you can stitching with the staples, and the steel staples can be inserted into the wall, and the stitching can be done and crack can be removed. Also the cracks, if the mortars are removed, you can fill by the sealant. You can see here black color. The sealant is inserted, and you can fill that. Maybe the black color, many other colors or silicone sealant are available. You can fill that and avoid the further deterioration of your building and the cracks. Okay, the crack and reinforcement in the hole, you can see can repair by providing additional steel at that place, and that can be cracks can be repaired. Similarly, drilling and the plugging, drilling of the hole and then plugging of the wall or the with the foundation or etc. by drilling can be done. In precast concrete mortar plug set in the bitumen, hole of 50 to 60 diameter drilled in the stem of the wall centered and falling down the cracks. You can also apply the pre-stressing method to stem. You can see the tension of the tension tie can join with the two beams. The cracks is there, and that can establish a strong connection between them. This is the pre-stressing technique. You can see the number of bars. This force is nothing but where the tendons are provided for the pre-stressing. Okay. Routing also already routing and soft treating we have already seen the previous classes. How you can apply the sealant. You can see the here the grouts are filled where the mortar is removed by the weathering action. Chemical grouting can be done. You can see here inside under the substructure. Epoxy grouting over the surface. You can see the cracks are filled with the epoxy grouting, or where there is your flooring. Another technique to strengthen the column or beam is the technique of jacketing. So this is also the type of the retrofitting of the column. If you see the outer surface of the structure where deterioration occurs is welded by the angle and the steel flats, and that strengthening is done by the steel structure with the column. Jacketing you can do with the reinforcement also. You can see the dimension of the column is increased here. Previous, this is the existing column, which is weak and it is not able to take the load. Then the additional reinforcement is provided, and then the additional rent and quantity can be done, and that is nothing but called as the jacketing of the column. You can see this figure. Here also you can see the jacketing of the beam. The width and depth of the beam is increased with the additional providing the additional reinforcement from the top and the bottom. You can see how the tie is done in the beam jacketing. So these are different methods we can apply for the repair of the. So these are coming under the retrofitting technique. Jacketing also coming into the retrofitting technique. Jacketing can be done on the structure elements such as column, beam, and slab also. You can see how the jacketing can be done. Reinforcement is applied and the short fitting technique, the, with the pressure, the concrete is. In another repair method, you can damage area, see the details, see pipe, repair and shutter. You can provide the shutter and then concrete is provided. You can see here. That is another method you can fill the concrete. Here also you can see many such techniques you can use to repair of the damages. So the structure elements of the buildings can be repaired using these techniques. Underwater repairs or under soil repairs can also be done, and the preparation of damaged area required removal of the cracks, concrete, and cutting of the corroded reinforcement. Then damaged concrete can be removed by high pressure water jetting, wherein hydraulic expanding cylinders are inserted into the pre-drilled holes and pressurized until splitting in the concrete occurs, and then it is removed and the additional uh, concrete is applied uh, for the repair of the structures. So literatures are available for the repairing and maintenance of the concrete. Also, we can say the polymer concrete and polymer fiber reinforcement concrete. These are also very much useful for the repair of the pool. So what is the polymer concrete? Polymer concrete is a composite material which results from polymerization of monomer aggregate mixture. The polymerized monomer act as a binder for the aggregates and the resulting composite is called as polymer concrete. Already for this polymer concrete, we have seen the geopolymer concrete in the previous class, how the fly ash is activated with the activated with the activator solution, sodium silicate and sodium hydroxide, and the hydration is takes place with the activator polymerization process, and the hardening of concrete is done under the temperature. So this already we already discussed in previous class. Uh, that's why I'm going fast, and I will share all this material to you, and you can benefit from that. So any such any where the polymerization process is there, then that is called as the uh, polymer concrete. And without cement, if you are making the polymer concrete, that is called as the ingredients. We have seen the fly ash, coarse aggregate, fine aggregate, and different types of coarse aggregate you can see. And the mixing is done into the any of the mixture is activator solution with the admixture if needed is added to the dry mix and the concrete is prepared. You can see the very lean concrete and sometimes very harsh concrete. It depends on the activator solution how much quantity you are using, and that is also affect the workability of your concrete. Then the polymer impregnated concrete is also used. It is one of the widely used polymer concreting method produced by impregnating or infiltrating a hardened concrete with a monomer. The concept underlying the PIC, that is polymer impregnated concrete, is that if voids are responsible for low strength as well as poor durability of concrete in severe environment, they should be eliminated by filling with the polymer. It is difficult for liquid to penetrate it if the viscosity of liquid is high and the voids in concretes are not empty. They contain water and air. Therefore, by filling, polymer voids are closed. Therefore, for producing the polymer impregnated concrete, it is essential not only select a low viscosity liquid for the penetration, but also dry evacuated concrete before subjecting it to the penetration process if already water is available. A conventional concrete is taken and completely cured and dried in an oven. Thereby removing any kind of air is removed, after which monomer is applied only. The amount of manure that can be loaded into the concrete specimen is depend upon the amount of water and their air space that was occupied on the specimen. So for proper application of this process, the specimen should be completely dry so that the monomer is completely penetrated. For the best result, the lesser the pores, the less the monomer required, and less will be the monomer loading time. Monomers such as methyl methacrylate, MMA, and the styrene are commonly used for penetration because of relatively low viscosity, high boiling point, and less loss due to volatilization and low cost. So monomers like that methyl methacrylate can be used, and also the types of monomer used are methyl methacrylate, styrene. Other thermoplastic monomers can also be used for the repair of the structure. After penetration, the monomers has to be polymerized in situ. This can be accomplished in one of three ways: a combination of promoter chemical and the catalyst can be used for room temperature polymerization. But it is not favored because the process is slow and less controllable. Gamma radiation can also induce polymerization at room temperature, but the health hazard associated with the discourage the wide acceptance of the process because gamma radiation can affect or health hazard to the laborers and the workers. The third method, which can apply for the polymer impregnated concrete, is generally employed consists of using monomer crystallized catalyst mixture for penetration and subsequently polymerizing the monomer by heating the concrete at 70 degrees Celsius with the steam, hot, and infra, infrared heaters. Sequence of operation. So since the quality of concrete before penetration is not important from the standpoint of properties of the end product, a special care is needed in the selection of material and proportioning of the concrete mixture. Selection should be such that uh, the concrete will hard fastly and it will not deteriorate afterward, and the strength of the concrete and the deteriorate concrete will be increased. Okay. Sectional thickness is generally limited to the maximum about 150 mm. Since it is difficult to fully penetrate the thickness section, okay, thick section can be avoided. Drying and evacuation, the time and temperature needed for removal of the free water from capillary pores of moist tube products depends on the thickness of the element. At the drying temperature, ordinary use, that is at 105 degrees Celsius, it may require 3 to 7 days before free water has been completely removed from 150 to 300 mm concrete cylinder. Temperature on the order of 150 degrees Celsius can accelerate the drying process so that it is complete in 1 to 2 days. Soaking the dry concrete in the monomer. The institutional penetration of the concrete is speed may be achieved by surface bonding because elements are directly immersed in the monomer catalyst mixture. Commercial monomers contains inhibitors that prevent the premature polymerization during storage. The catalyst serves to overcome the effect of inhibitor, sealing the monomer to prevent loss of monomer by evaporating during handling and polymerization. The impregnated element must be effectively sealed in steel containers or several layers of aluminum foil. In the rehabilitation of quick takes, this has been achieved by covering the surface with the sand. Then the polymerizing the monomer, thermal catalytic polymerization is the preferred. You can polymerization always you need heat. You need the uh, uh, high temperature for the polymerization process. That's why you can see the 150 degree, 70 degree, 80 degree, 100 degree we can need for the polymerization process and good polymerization process. If you need then the temperature should be high. Following removal of the element from farm ambient temperature convention moist cooling for 28 days for ordinary concrete. 21 days is adequate for uh, PIC, that is polymer impregnated concrete, do not depend on the penetration concrete quality. For fast production, scheduled thermal curing techniques may be adopted. That's why I'm telling that when you are polymer impregnated concrete applying for the repair, you need a more temperature, and then the thermal curing will be uh, is the harden process, and that can be very fastly can be repair can be done. Then the properties of the concrete is polymer impregnating concrete is the porosity of the conventional cement mortar is greatly reduced. The polymer impregnated concrete is PIC is the porosity is only 9.8%. You can see here given as compared to the uh, your ordinary Portland cement, the porosity is more than that is around 17.3%. The porosity of the polymer impregnated concrete is less, hence you can get a dense mark and the strength of the concrete will be increased. So that's why this is done. And there are ones durability factor also because the less porosity will be there, then the your concrete will also durable. Okay. So these techniques you can apply. So retrofitting also we have discussed why problem facing concrete is damage of the structural element. You can see here. Beam is you can see the bars are exposed here. In column also, you can see the bars were exposed to the chemical action or maybe the durability issue. So damage to the structural member is also can be retrofitted, and seismic damages also can be retrofitted. Structural cracks also can be retrofitted. Corrosion due to penetration of honeycomb also. Retrofitting is nothing but the seismic strengthening of the existing or the damaged or undamaged structures. It is an improvement over the original strength when the evaluation of building indicates that the stress available before the damage was insufficient and restoration alone will not be adequate in future earthquake. That's why. The objective is increasing the lateral extent in one of both direction by reinforcement by increasing the wall area and the column area, giving unity to the structure by the providing the proper connection between the existing elements. These are the things. To retrofit or not retrofit, these are the some criteria existing strength and fraction of capacity required by current standing for annual building. These are the different types of retrofitting techniques. Globally, any overall structure, you can see the adding of shear wall, adding of the infill wall, adding of the bracings to the structural elements, wall thickening, adding a wall, or buttress, mass reduction, or supplement dimensioning and base isolation. These are the different techniques of retrofitting of the structure. Mostly when the structure is uh, impact of the earthquake or vibration. Another local elemental retrofitting, you can say the jacketing of the beam you have seen already in the previous slides, jacketing of the column, jacketing of the beam columns junctions, it is very important, and strengthening of individual fitting. All these are coming in the retrofitting techniques. You can see the addition of shear wall in between the column to act as the or increase the strength or ductility or stiffness of the building. The shear walls are additionally added to the structure. Adding the infill wall, you can see that over the opening, this is the existing frame, back with the mortar, new brick wall, okay, and then dowel are joined here with the additional new beam. You can see the retrofitting of the masonry infill wall. You can see here the steel bracing is applied under the steel roof. You can see here additional beam, column, and the bracing are provided to retrofitting of the slab or bracing of the windows to strengthening the structural element or to support the column or beam. You can see here the bracing is provided to uh, provide a stiffness to the structure. Wall thickening, by increasing the thickness of wall, you can see here the additional reinforcement is provided, and by shotcreting you can apply the concrete or mortar over that to the thickness of your wall may be increased. Adding wing wall of the buttress, you can see the here the buttress or wing wall is additionally provided to the structure. So you can see here mass reduction. Can reduce the mass, and that is the thing that, and also the base isolation technique for the building structure. You can see here, if you provide a base isolation to the structure, you can see the verticality of building will remain same. Otherwise, if you are not provide, then there is vibration in the building, and then the building will move like a pendulum at its jacketing of the steel structure. So this already we have seen, and this you can see the jacketing of the column is done. Detecting at the junction the steel plate, you can see the steel plate is provided at the junction side. You can see this. You can see the jacketing of the slab and the you can see the existing retrofitting structure in the Gujarat. The heritage structure that is weakened and retrofitting is done, and this increase is strength. In picture, you can see the picture. Retrofitting is nothing but we can use for strengthening stiffness or ductility or strength of the structural element or structure stability and integrity of structure can be done. The reduction in loss of life damage due to the increasing ductility, stiffness and strength of the member, and that essential facilities and functional continuity of the live stream of structure can be increased by retrofitting. Increase in lateral stiffness with higher shear concentration wall, increase in the overturning moment of the foundation, etc. is all will coming under the retrofitting techniques. So this is what is all about your unit number 6 of your uh, concrete technology. So almost we have finished the your this unit number 6. And we have finished the your syllabus today on the concrete technology, and you have to submit your term work, whatever you have done to me. Okay, to submit your whatever work you have done on the term work. We have already completed the up to 13 experiment out of 18, so you can submit. Site visit are not possible due to lockdown condition physically. So thank you for joining.